The reason I chose to run to be a sabbatical officer is because I love St Andrews. It's given me a huge amount over the last 5 years I've been here, and I really wanted to give something back to the university and, more importantly, to the student community.
I was school president of modern languages, and before that I was a class rep in the Spanish department. And in those positions, I really enjoyed working with staff and students to enhance the student learning experience, to enhance careers provision, and to build community in that school. And so I wanted to be DOED because I wanted to be an academic representative full time, and because I wanted to help other class reps and school presidents to make changes.
I knew that through being the Director of Wellbeing, I would get to be even more involved in the work that I love so much. I get to really positively impact student experience, I get to develop professionally, and I would get to work with some of the wonderful people that I met during my degree.
So I held various positions in the union over the past couple of years, mostly within Mermaids, but I was also on councils. So I got to work with the DOSDOS for the past few years, and it was great to see all the work that they got to do in the union, all the change that they got to make within societies and subcommittees, and that really inspired me to want to take the job as well.
When I was at the union, it very much felt like my home, but I definitely felt like we could do a lot more to diversify the events and make sure that there were events and services offered for all kinds of students and their interests. And I think that I ended up running just because since the union offered me a home, I wanted to make sure that we gave everyone that chance.
Probably my passion for sport. I loved being a netballer, I love being president of the netball club, and obviously I sat on the AU exec for a year, and I enjoyed that so much, and I got to work with so many amazing people that I decided I couldn't give it up.
I think the biggest highlight from my work this year has been helping to develop and now action the university's mental health strategy. It's been really exciting to be involved in such an important piece of work that will impact students for years to come. I've also really enjoyed being able to help out the other Sabbs with their work, for example, Freshers and Refreshers Week. It's really fun doing things that are slightly outside my remit and getting to learn more about what the others do. I also just have a slightly strange love of working in the union box office.
My highlight was founding the St Minors Postgraduate Lecture Series. There is so much fascinating research which is undertaken by PhD students at St Andrews, and I really wanted to give these students the opportunity to gain more experience in delivering lectures, and also to ensure that that really interesting research was being shared properly with the university community.
So I would say the highlight work-wise was definitely my work on volunteer recognition, so getting students recognized for the hard work that they do. The union wouldn't function the way that it does without our volunteers, so it's really important to make sure that they feel valued. So primarily what I did on this was I worked to get student positions put onto their transcripts. So this year we went from having about 4 students get recognition to over 30 students getting recognition, so I was really happy with that. And then other highlights include going on Race 2 to Valencia and Freshers Week. Outside my remit, the highlight was definitely Sabbs on Star, which was the Sabbs radio show. It was a great way to let students know what was going on in the union, our themed weeks, and having guests on the show to talk about their projects.
My highlight of the year would have to either be the Dundee Varsity event or the Virtual Sports Awards, because both of them just got to engage so many students in sport. It was an amazing experience to be part of both of them, and I just absolutely loved everything to do with those events. I think outside of my immediate remit, my highlight of the year, or my favourite part of the year, has probably just been all the amazing people I've got to work with. So that's all of my co-Sabbs at St Andrews, but then also all the sports Sabbs across the entirety of Scotland, and the Scottish student sport team, the amazing team over at St Sport, who I love and will miss so much, and then everyone at the association at the university as well.
Successfully campaigning and negotiating for a 40% discount in laundry prices in halls of residence. No, that doesn't sound very dramatic, but felt like having a really tangible and solid impact on making St Andrews more affordable for students. From sort of outside my defined remit was the people I got to work with, both the other sabbatical officers, the Student Association university staff, and all the student volunteers I got to work with. They're a great bunch of people and made some really good friends.
The highlight of my year is definitely stuck between 2 events, and I can't decide which one. One of them is Winter Wonderland, just because of how cool it was and how we transformed the venue. I think it was just like a really cool opportunity to be involved in that, and it was really, really great to work with all the ends. Also, I'd have to say getting Cascada back, because Absolutely. Since I was a second year, it's been one of my highlights of being at St. Andrews. And I promised myself that when I ran for DOAs, I would bring Cascada back, and I'm very happy that I got a chance to do that. Outside of my remit, one of my absolute most favorite things was seeing St. Andrews Day. It's definitely been one of my favorite events since I've been here. Being involved from a Sabb perspective was very, very cool to see how much work actually goes into it, and like just putting on those events that actually reach out to more than just the students, but just to the town and the town itself with the locals and the students. So St. Andrews Day is definitely a highlight for me.
The independence it's given me, sort of being accountable only to the student community and having to kind of be your own boss, was very challenging, but also really enjoyable, and I think I'll really miss that.
I think what I'm going to miss the most about this position is just seeing events come to life, seeing students from the event organizers and the students who are going just enjoy themselves and actually being a part of helping them come up with an idea and actually making that happen. Because that was absolutely one of the most amazing parts about being a Sabb, and I'm definitely going to miss that.
I think what I will miss the most about being a sabbatical officer is being a part of something kind of bigger than myself. It sounds really cheesy, but student sport is so important to so many people, and to be able to help people have the best experience of that has been an amazing opportunity. And I'll also miss my amazing exec team, all the other Sabbs that I've met, and I guess all the staff that I've got to work with too.
I will really miss seeing projects come to fruition, whether it's projects which I initiated, such as making changes to the academic representation system, or whether it was a student's project that I was able to assist with. I will miss the satisfaction you get from seeing the outputs of your own or other people's work.
I'm definitely going to miss how varied my work is. I never have 2 days that are the same. I get to work on so many interesting issues with such a huge range of people, from staff to students to people from external organisations. I can't imagine that I'm going to have another role in the future where I get to work on so many important, interesting and relevant issues with such a huge range of wonderful people.
I would say the thing that I'm definitely going to miss the most is the office dynamic. So just getting to come in every day and work with 4 or 5 other people who are having the same experiences as me. And then, of course, having students come in all day, every day. It was never boring, and I'm really going to miss it.